Lately, it seems like everything in society revolves around three little words: diversity, equity, and inclusion. We see it being pushed in the media, inside major corporations, and yes, even in the military. In fact, in the last 2 years, the military has been totally embracing CRT, equity, and pronouns, which is why there are people like Calissa Wing working for the Department of Defense. And who is Calissa Wingnut, you ask? Is she a professional singer?
Imagine all the people living life as free. You hope someday that you will join us, and the world will live as one.
Okay, so she's not a singer, that's clear. Turns out Calissa is Joe Biden's chief equity officer for the DOD. She works in the education wing with kids, where it sounds like she's imagining a world without white people. Quote, "I'm so exhausted at these white folks in these professional development sessions. This lady actually had the caudacity to say that black people can be racist too. I had to stop the session and give Karen the business." She also wrote, "If another Karen tells me about her feelings, I might lose it." Now, if you try to look up any of these posts, you can't, because after we asked her for comment, she blacked out her Twitter profile. Maybe she's not proud of that. And Calissa Wingnut is also in the book business, writing about systemic racism and white privilege. Quote, "White privilege hurts a lot of people. If you are white, you might not feel bad about hurting others, or you might feel afraid to lose this privilege. Privilege is like extra money in your pocket that you didn't earn." Do you think we should be paying this woman's salary? Do you think this woman should be working at the Pentagon? Do you think she should be in charge of anything in the government? At first, I thought Biden isn't really vetting these people, and then I realized, yes, he is. They're choosing people like that to represent America. Like Pompeo is the former Secretary of State, former CIA director, and a Fox News contributor. So why is she being chosen to be in the Defense Department, Secretary, which needs cohesion more than anything?
Jesse, thanks for having me on tonight. I agree with you. This is very intentional. They've put her in this place because this is another institution that they have every intention of tearing down. But I was a soldier. It's been a couple decades, Jesse. We were about being warriors. We were about team building. We were about excellence. They want to make the military about green energy, racism. They want to tear it down with these DEI programs that they put at the top of their list. And she's just a symptom of what we see throughout a more woke military. And it would be tiresome, Jesse, if it weren't so darn dangerous.
Could you imagine if you had like a SEAL team, and a very diverse SEAL team, and you have white people looking over their shoulder at the black guys, and the black guys thinking about the white privilege, and the Hispanic guys thinking, like, I'm not getting the respect. Like, that's not going to be good for business if they're trying to kill the bad guys and protect our national security.
If there's any place, Jesse, that merit has to be rewarded, we have to take only the finest, only the most excellent. It's our United States military. When I was a young tank commander, a platoon leader, I didn't choose my tank gunner based on his race. I wanted to choose the guy who, when he slewed the turret, was going to throw a 105 millimeter round downrange and break something. That's what we have to make sure continues. When they begin to talk about M1 tanks being carbon neutral and our workforce looking like America, we want it to look like the warriors that can deter the bad guys from doing the kinds of things that they want to do against us. And when you put people like this woman in charge, and our leaders don't walk away from CRT and wokeness, we put our military at risk. And this is an institution that has served us well for a couple hundred years. And I think the Biden administration doesn't give a rip about that.
Beautifully said. I couldn't agree more. I want to hit you with something before you leave. I don't know if you've seen the video, but DeSantis has sent migrants on a plane to Martha's Vineyard. Now, this is where the Obamas have a home, Oprah, Beyonce, even James Taylor, who's going to be seeing fire, rain, and migrants. Not to mention Rosie O'Donnell. I mean, everybody basically that you know on the left has a home there. Do you think they're going to be embracing their new neighbors?
You know, these are all sanctuary cities until they're in their sanctuary.
Right.
I doubt they'll embrace them. Don't know that I've ever been to Martha's Vineyard. I've been to places where we've seen these migrants come across. This is not good for America. Every town's a border town, and we need to make sure we get our southern border secured exactly like we did for 4 years, Jesse.
All right, Mike Pompeo, thanks so much for joining us on Primetime.
Great to be with you, sir.